Hi all, this is Param. Okay, so this is my last video about ILM. Okay, fine. So let's say we are coming from the old version, let's say 5.7 on okay till 5.7 something like that. Okay, at that versions we have used a curator or some other way to manage the time series data. Okay, so either manually roll over something like that, manually manage the index. Okay, could be or might you have used a curator. But in recent versions, of course, I don't have any experience on the curator. Okay, but I use it ILM policy only. Okay, if you want to migrate from that version to here, obviously you have to depend on ILM. So what you can do is first things we have to create our new ILM policy and a new index template. It could be a data stream or index, whatever it is. Okay, if it is alias, so if it is indexed index, create alias, otherwise data stream. Okay, very simple. Okay, so our new ILM is ready. Okay, now we can what we can do, we can re-index from old one to new. Okay, so that's how that is the one easiest way. Okay, otherwise otherwise it is very tough. Okay, second thing is what is now. ILMs of course reindex is the best way. If it is if it is what if it is if it is not data stream, if it is only the index, but we want to store the time series data, then we can go for aliases at least. Okay, so if it is a case, we have to create the alias, and that alias name has to be put in the index template. Then okay, then we have to create bootstrap alias, bootstrap indexing. Okay, so that's how we can do that. That is one options. So re-indexing is best way. Okay, re-index best way. If we are whenever we do re-index, what is now reduce the ILM polling interval. Okay, by default it is 10 minutes. Okay, so what they will say now, when you are doing some re-indexing or something like that, reduce your ILM. What is that? What is the reason behind now? If it is very big size of index, okay, let's say if it is if ILM check only for every 10 minutes, there is possibility to create very big index, right? Okay, so we don't want to do that times. Okay, so whenever we don't want to create very big index while doing re-indexing or kind of management, something like that. Okay, that times we can check, we can ask ILM to check for every 10 every 1 minute or 2 minutes. So this is what will happen. So every 2 minutes it will create new index. Okay, if it is new create index, or manually we can roll out, that is second case. Okay, so so that is the reason they will reduce the reduce the interval policy to 1 minute, something like that. So once we said reduce the policy, we can do re-index. So what will happen? So for every 1 minute it will create the separate index. That's how it will start. Okay, so that's how so re-indexing is only one options. Okay, re-indexing is only one option if you want to migrate old indexes to new index, and you want to use ILM and avoid the curator. Okay, that is the one options. Okay, now that's what I have explained here. Then skip rollover. Okay, what do you mean by skip rollover? Okay, so whenever we any indexes, okay, indexes life cycle index dot life cycle dot indexing complete is true, that means ILM does not care about. Okay, that means with respect to ILM, it is over, it is rolled over. Okay, so if you are setting if you want to stop the hot node usage, okay, you can set this settings for on the particular index. Okay, that means what now, index dot life cycle dot indexing underscore complete set to set true. Okay, so by setting this, what happen now, rollover will not happens. Okay, rollover actions will not happen in that, and the remaining phase will still continue on by the as per the ILM policy. Why this need? Why we want to skip the rollover? Very simple. Okay, whenever we are restoring from the snapshot, okay, restoring from the snapshots, that times we don't want to all the policies immediately work on our work on our indexes. Okay, all the restore has to be done. Okay, all the indexes has to be restored. We need some times. Okay, so in that places we can manually set the, hey, already it's rolled over, don't do anything, something like that. Because of See, snapshot we take, means we don't take snapshot in the hard space. Down the layer we will take snapshot, right? Then why already taken snapshot? Okay, that means it is already shrunk, already force merged, already is read only. Okay, it is not right. It is not right index. Then it has to be skip by the it has to skip the hard index. Okay, otherwise it is very there will be a problem. Okay, there will be loss of data. Okay, second thing is what is now, let's say if it is start to write index, then there is a possibility of missing or conflict, getting conflict on the ID of the document if it is manually generated, such that it is automatically generated. Okay, so that's why people would say don't mix old and new values. That's all. Okay, that's what they will say. Okay, so that this is one of the sample. Okay, if whenever the snapshot is, I mean we are restoring from the snapshot, that time we can ask our policy to skip rollover, so that how we can do now, we can set the settings in our index. Okay, index lifecycle dot index complete is true. That's how. If you're setting, then no one will care about that. Okay, but if there is some problem happen, then what we have to do, only thing is we have to do re-indexing. Okay, that is the only way. Okay, then that's all about that. Okay, so that's how we have to restore any indexes from the snapshots, and these are things we have to take care. Sometimes we can stop the ILM completely, we can do restore. Okay, then we can move manually roll over to the hard warm node, then we can start the ILM. So that is also one of the options. So in this way, in this way what will happen, we will not mix both old and new data. Okay, that's all about the ILM policies. Okay, I have done more than 7 videos about the ILM. Of course, I have tried to cover all the feature and things we have to take care, how to define, where we can apply. Okay, so everything I have discussed as much as possible, and all the actions in detailed with the API as well. Okay, thank you, thanks for watching. Bye bye to the ILM in fact.